So there's a lot of background noise going on, and I'm not sure when it's gonna stop. It doesn't feel like it's gonna stop anytime soon, so I'm just gonna go ahead and go for it. Minecraft. It's a pretty recognizable game. I'm pretty sure you could pretty much take the image of a creeper from the game and show it to anyone, and they'd say, "Oh yeah, that's from Minecraft." And yeah, it's pretty recognizable, pretty much loved by like everyone, and its most notable attribute or feature is the blocky and simplistic aesthetic that makes it so recognizable. It's just all the characters are basically cubic. The terrain is made of cubes and blocks and whatever, and it's very unique. It's set apart from most other games, and that's what makes it pretty cool, and one of the reasons everybody likes it. And today I'm going to be attempting to break away from that blocky aesthetic and put in my own take on the game design, which will include, you know, more human-looking characters, and the monsters I'll try to make look more grounded in reality. So yeah, we're gonna give this a try and see how it goes. So if I sound at all like tired or, you know, depressed in this video, I apologize. I'm not. I had an early morning yesterday. I woke up pretty early and I still haven't gotten completely over that, so I'm just kind of tired. But getting to the drawing, if you guys are familiar with James Reyes, the box office artist, he did his own take on this, and that's kind of what inspired me to do this. He did Minecraft, like one of the main like box art things of Minecraft in a Marvel style, which is the style that he draws in, and it really looked fantastic. He had Jason Momoa as Steve, which is just perfect. And so I wanted to try and do that, but I wanted to get some of the more unique monsters in there, because all he had in his was like a creeper in the background and maybe a skeleton somewhere. And I felt like I wanted to get a couple of the unique monsters in there that he didn't get to do in his, and that are more difficult to ground in reality. Because, you know, if I had just done a pig, or if I had drawn a pig, it would have just looked like a pig. If I had done a chicken, it would just look like a chicken. And I wanted to get creative with it, and I wanted to do some of the ones that aren't real and would require some more brain power to be able to come up with a realistic looking design. And so with the creeper, I really like how I did the creeper. I think it looks pretty cool. The mouth was a little bit wonky to do. I had to come up with, because the creeper has such a unique face design and such a recognizable face, I wanted to try and get that in there. And so I had to come up with like a mouth shape that was recognizable enough to be able to know it was a creeper, if you weren't just looking at the fact that it had no arms and 4 legs, which don't even ask me how this thing would walk around. But with Steve, one of the main things that like blew my mind when I first learned about it a couple years ago, Steve has a beard. It's not a smile. I always thought of it as a smile, and I've kind of not been able to get the fact that it's not a smile out of my head. I still always see it as like that, and the fact that it was a beard was pretty mind-blowing at the time. But yeah, so I drew him with a beard, and it was mostly just like a Tony Stark goatee, but then I gave him some like lighter hair going down the side of his face. And with the Enderman, I really love doing the Enderman because if you guys are familiar with Fear from a couple videos or several videos back, my character Fear has a very similar design to what I gave the Enderman. You know, tall, skinny, really, really bare bones, and almost kind of creepy looking, but I made the Enderman less horrifying. And then the dragon was really fun because as you guys know, I love drawing dragons, and it was like, this has to be done because it's not only a main part of the game, but it's also something that I just love to draw in real life. So this was a unique dragon because it doesn't have like big horns coming out the side of its head. It's got like 2 flat horns on the top of its head, and while yes, that's the game design, I wanted to keep that in there and make it look more like the Ender Dragon from the game instead of my own version of the dragon. And in the time lapse, you'll see that I don't draw its legs at the bottom or its tail. I did draw those in there off camera because the time lapse was getting a little bit long, and I wanted to make sure I could get it to the right amount of time. And I think the video is still a little bit short, but hopefully it's okay. But yeah, overall I had a really fun time doing this, and I did do a couple other touch-ups off camera because being left-handed, my hand kind of ran over Steve and smudged his hair and the darker spots of his body up a little bit, and so I had to go back and darken those back. But yeah, overall it was really fun to work on, and I really enjoyed this process, and I hope you guys did too. And yeah, so that's pretty much all I have to say. There's about actually a minute left to the time lapse, and I will leave you with that. And it was a lot of fun, so I'll see you all in the outro. Peace. So overall, I am very pleased with the overall end design with this. I did do a couple touch-ups off camera. There were some smudges and stuff that made the colors, or made the lines and stuff a little bit smudged and not as dark as I had them previously, so I just fixed those up real quick. But yeah, I really like this, and I have to say, I think my favorite one might be the design of the creeper, but the Enderman is also really cool. The dragon was a lot of fun. I really like drawing dragons, of course, and yeah, I really liked doing this one. It was a little bit of a change from what I'm used to, and yeah, I think it turned out pretty well, and I love its pose and stuff. So I hope you guys all liked it, and I hope it was entertaining to watch and stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching. Leave a like on the video if you liked it, dislike if you didn't, and subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you on the next one. So peace.